Welcome to the Notorious D.I.D. I am Laura, and I have a very important topic to cover today. This is something that cannot go unnoticed and can no longer take place. I have decided to create this video not specifically about D.I.D., but about a very important topic. Our heritage is of black and white. The body's heritage is of black and white from as far back as can be found. On our one side, not too far back, my ancestor was a slave and a slave master. It's a very important topic to us about equality for not only black people, but of course for black people and other minorities. This matter has to do with Netflix. It is not acceptable. I do not know how it has gone unnoticed or how nobody has said anything about it. I don't, it's beyond me. So Netflix has a series called Undercover. My daughter first brought this to my attention. It is a Belgian Dutch series, originally in the Dutch language. Evidently, Netflix has 3 seasons worth of this series on their application. It is not only horrendous based on the fact of the way that they treat or talk about, I should say, females staying in their place and just really unacceptable. It's been voice dubbed. It has also been transcribed. So they are well aware of what was said. And not only that, but it has been voice dubbed. Let me repeat that. Voice dubbed with the full N-word in it. Hard R rolling and all. Now, I would first like to also bring to attention that this is in reference to Season 1, right off the bat, Season 1, Episode 4. At 20.19 minutes in, one of the characters called Fairy, which is a horrible individual, says, "Yo, Chinaman, can you get another round of drinks?" This is offensive, but wait. In other words, there's not just one minority that they are offending, and they don't care. We go farther. Farther in, okay, there is a scene where one of Fairy's friends or associates named Redwan comes in to the bar where Fairy is sitting with another character named Matty, M-A-T-E-Y. And this man comes to join them. Well, they're discussing the fact that Matty has said that he was in the military. The same kind and branch of military that this Redwan was in. Just letting you know so you understand what's going on. Okay, Maddie is starting to discuss this with Redwan. Maddie says, Ivory Coast then? In other words, serving in the military, he served in the Ivory Coast then? Redwan, at 34.28, 34 minutes, 28 seconds into season 1, episode 4, says, from 2003 to 2006. Clay pigeon shooting at inwards. Hard R. Inwards. Clay pigeon shooting at inwards. When this comes out of his mouth, the character named Fairy and Redwan are laughing. Like there's nothing wrong with this and it's just normal. Nobody's saying anything that's nothing. It's just normal. No, it's not. Not normal, not acceptable. 34.35. So 34 minutes, 0.35 seconds in. Then Redwan goes on to say, those monkeys won't change. Okay, this series is a recent series. So we're not talking about a series that was written way forever ago or put on way forever ago. I'm not even going to discount it being a Dutch series or their culture being different, because Netflix takes responsibility at that point when they voice dubbed it, when they transcribed it. All of this is written on the show. So they're well aware. This is nothing that's new. This is nothing that's a surprise for them. They are well aware, and they have posted this to their application for people to watch. This is 2022. This is not acceptable. It was never acceptable, but it is definitely not acceptable now. Not only is it not politically correct, it is horrendously offensive to evidently, and this is just from one episode, it was offensive to a Chinaman, to the Chinese. It was or Asians of any culture, you might as well say, because who even knows if that person was actually Chinese? The way that these people are acting in this show, they wouldn't define the difference in an Asian. They also have no respect for women. But beyond that, this is not acceptable. You literally have the N-word. This man, this white man, is talking about clay pigeon shooting at inwards. And calling them those monkeys won't change. You know, I think that people like that in the first place are unacceptable. It needs to change. I don't care what I don't care where you come from. Let's put it this way. It is not acceptable to treat human beings like that. We are all human beings, and this seems to escape people, and it seems to have escaped Netflix for allowing this to be portrayed and put on their application. I don't even care if they had not done the voice dubbing and if they had not done the transcribing, they had to have known someone within the company, multiple people within the company, had to have known that this had taken place and was on there. This needs to be taken off immediately. It is offensive. It is ignorant. It is ridiculous within 2022 that anything, especially a company that large, does not respect the fact of how offensive it is for minorities, let alone women. For minorities, for women, it is a very offensive show. I'm not even talking about the fact that it's supposed to be drug related, about drug lords. Those words are just not necessary. It's not necessary. It is not necessary. And it should never have hit Netflix for them to show it on anything. Anything. So I am asking anybody and everybody, boycott Netflix, the series Undercover. Write to them. Call them. Let them know this is not acceptable. If enough of us do this, it needs to come down. It needs to come down. It does not need to be there. It is unacceptable. We can do this together, and I am asking for your help to do that. I am asking for your help to do that. If you are interested in the subject of what my channel is about, D.I.D, like, subscribe, comment. But this is important. Let Netflix know this is not acceptable. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you will join the cause to get Undercover off of Netflix.